My main channel segment over at timcast.net talked about the presumably Antifa people who are pre-planning all of these riots. But they're taking advantage of rage, and they're taking advantage of opportunists. And now I have a bigger story for you. Looter explains his motive after being caught by police. Now, look, I get it. We can talk about Antifa all day and night. They're getting caught handing out bricks and stuff like that. Somebody is setting up these pallets of bricks all over the place. That requires resources. We probably should figure out who's paying for these fake construction stacks of bricks randomly placed in front of key government targets, right? I mean, that's overt terrorism. That's crazy to me that people are like, it's not terrorism, you be quiet. And I'm like, dude, somebody is putting gasoline all over these cities. Like, yeah, we got to stop that, right? Anyway, we can talk all about that stuff, and I did. But we got to get to the core of these other people. And I got stories that are going to show you this guy right here. He's trying to come up. That's what he said. He's like, going for that dough. Nah, he was asked, was it really about the cause? A little bit. Nah, let's be honest, not really. I was trying to come up. And we'll read it because he says some funny stuff. The other story proves that it's mindless rage. Firefighters attacked with fireworks, rocks, at protests across the country. Who's mad at firefighters? Like, wait, hold on. Is there a history of white supremacist firefighters going around not helping people? No. Firefighters are there for you. They come out when ambulances are called. There's no white supremacist firefighters. Okay, maybe there are. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, I get when people call out the police departments and say, these are the reasons why I'm mad at the cops, because of who they target. But what are you talking about, man? They put fires out. Literally, that's what they do. They're there to help. Let's take a look at this story. We'll come back to this one. This one, I'm biased, man. This one really, really makes me angry. Look at that firefighter who had his shop burned down. You saw the video I did about that a couple days ago. Dude raised almost $1 million. I'm happy to hear it for his sports bar, his dream business that was destroyed. Take a look at this. Looter explains his motive after being caught by police. Well. Fox 11 witnessed a looter taken down by LAPD Sunday afternoon at the New Balance store at Wilshire and 26. A group of looters broke into the store and began to flee. And as they got into a car, one of them wasn't fast enough and was left behind by his group. No loyalty among thieves, man. Police were able to catch him, and he was taken into custody. Fox 11's Bill Malugan talked to him and was very candid about his motive. He said point blank he was, quote, out to get some money. When asked if his actions were related to the protests and events that took place in Minnesota, he said it had a little bit to do with that, but it was mostly for, quote, the dough. He left our interview by saying, if you're going to get some money, do it right. Don't do it the dumb way. Do it the smart way. And that's it. That's the story. But hey, man, a little bit of honesty goes a long way. I think it's important to get these stories out because a lot of people think that, here's what you hear. The leftists say rioting is the language of the unheard. The looting is about reversing generations of oppression. In Ferguson, when the looters showed up and started stealing everything, what do we get? In defense of looting. And the argument was they are striking back at an oppressive system which refused to distribute the wealth to these poor people. Nah, man. No, it isn't. This dude just wanted a pair of shoes. He wanted to come up, man. He wanted cash. He's being honest about it. Hey, man, good for him. I can respect that. At least own up to what it is you're doing. And that's probably a good thing. In fact, I got to tell you, might actually help him later on when he goes to court and he was like, that was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry. And they'll give him a lighter sentence. When you go in and start acting like you had a right to do things and you don't understand what you did was wrong, they give you a harder sentence. That's kind of, I'm not a fan of how that system works, but being honest, man, it might be a good thing. Now take a look at this. This is the opposite. So right now we got the ideologues planning these things and weaponizing rage and opportunism. You got the opportunists and you got the rage. What are you gonna throw a brick at a fire truck for though, man? Look at this story. They say firefighters around the country had rocks thrown at them and their vehicles set on fire as they responded to calls amid protests Saturday. Demonstrations erupted in cities from coast to coast, as we know. In Atlanta late Friday, fire apparatus were vandalized while crews responded to a call at a restaurant near Lenox Mall. A firefighter was injured during protests Saturday in Columbia, and demonstrators were being blamed for starting a fire at the Metro Courthouse in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, they arrested that guy. Here's what they say about firefighters. The ideologues say they're saving the white supremacist institutions. I kid you not. I've talked to these people about it. I've once asked, like, why firefighters? And some people will say, like, if they're going to burn a building down and you're there to save the building, you're there in defense of the white supremacist institutions or whatever nonsense they're spouting. Firefighters, dude, come on, man. They just put the fire out to keep people safe. In Rochester, a firefighter was injured and taken to the hospital after protesters pulled the hose from an apparatus and broke the vehicle's windows. Police, look at this. This is nuts, man. Police and city vehicles were also set on fire. Now, I understand that they're mad at cops. They're going to burn cop vehicles. I think that's wrong. But that I understand at least. How do you get mad at, what is this? Here's from ROC Firefighters. Thank you, Christopher Missick. He was at the Fallen Firefighters Monument bright and early this morning cleaning off the graffiti. It's greatly appreciated. That monument holds the names of our firefighters, our friends who died in service to the city. How disgusting of these people. What is wrong with you? I don't care what the reason is. Dead firefighters, man? That's what you want to desecrate? There was a story not too long ago about a 9/11 memorial that was destroyed. These people are sick monsters. Listen, man, we got problems in this country. I'd say so. We can fix them. We can do things better. But you want to talk about pure goodness of the American spirit. It's the first responders who died trying to just save your life. This disgusts me beyond anything, man. Desecrating a memorial to firefighters. I'd be mad enough. You know, when it comes to the 9/11 memorial, you had police and firefighters who sacrificed their lives that day. And that makes me angry too. Good cops who died just trying to save people. And you know what? Some of these cops might have been bad people. That's what's really crazy about all this. Some of these cops, you know, sound like 9/11 or something. Maybe they were nasty jerks who pushed people around. And on that day, the best of them came out. And for all of the complaints people may have had, some of these cops made the ultimate sacrifice for whatever you want to call them. I'm not here to say that these people were bad. I'm saying it's possible. You know, you see these cops in New York acting a fool. One cop apparently like drew his gun. You complain about it all day and night. But when these people choose to sacrifice their lives for all the bad things they've done, there's a bit of redemption in that. I should say there is redemption in that. This is just beyond disgusting, man. Protests downtown, multiple cars on fire on a construction trailer. Charlotte, firefighters had rocks thrown at them while they were responding to an emergency call. Man, there's a story going around. There was a house with kids in it, or with a kid in it, and they burned it. And the firefighters were trying to get to the building. They couldn't. The rioters wouldn't let them. And I think it was like this firefighter, it's like giving a speech, and he's nearly in tears about like the desperate attempts they had to try and save this child's life. And they fortunately were able to do so. St. John's Church, historical landmark, was burning, and they wouldn't let the fire department come in. Finally, they were able, someone, I think it was a firefighter, I'm not sure, were able to come in and put it out. I think it was a fire department. But the rioters wouldn't let them. They don't care. They hate. They just hate. They just hate. Cleveland Fire Department Ladder 23 was placed out of service after bottles and rocks were thrown at it, smashing the vehicle's windshield. Firefighters had been responding to the blaze downtown at the time. I gotta tell you, man, what these people actually care about. This is sick. You know, we're seeing curfew. Look, the story is actually really, really long, and I think you get the gist of it. What we're seeing here are people who really, really don't care. A firecracker was thrown at Grand Rapids firefighter who was part of the response to a trash blaze that started near Michigan Secretary of State's building in Grand Rapids. The blast knocked the firefighter and the crews left the scene to let the flames continue to burn. That's why they do it, man. They're trying to destroy everything. They wanted St. John's to burn because it was a symbol. It was a symbol of America. These people are you know, look, I'm conflating the two groups here, right? The activists, the ideologues will stop these people, and so will the rage. The rage is blind. And these are the people, these are the factions you get. These people were raised believing that America is an evil empire. They've tweeted about it saying, you know, Americans don't understand. They love to talk about Star Wars and stopping the empire, and they don't understand what they are. And it's like, bro, out of all the countries on the planet, we're one of the freest. Yeah, we got problems with foreign policy, but what about China, Russia, and all the other countries? It's not so simple to just say we're the evil empire. Nothing that you could believe would justify throwing a brick at a firefighter. Now, the other guy is honest. That's simple, huh? Just want to come up. So what happens is when this man, George Floyd, loses his life and the autopsies come out, it was pressure to the neck, the carotid artery, I believe, which reduced the blood flow to his brain, killing him. That's what the autopsy reports from two different examiners have said, I guess. When this guy lost his life, these evil people saw an opportunity, be it ideological opportunity or cash opportunity. At least the cash guy, at least he's honest about it. He gets caught and he's like, man, I just wanted to come up. Just wanted that dough. All right, buddy. I get it. People want an easy path to cash. Well, as you can see, it didn't work out for you. These ideologues just want to hurt you. They want to hurt you. They want to hurt everybody. Why? I don't know. What is wrong with them? What happened to these people that they've gone so nuts that there could be somebody who's willing to sacrifice their life? That's their job every day. They sit there. And this is true of police too, but let's be honest, man. There's a difference between police and firefighters. And I'm not trying to disrespect the average cop. The average cop sits there and they know they may get the call that ends their life. I'm not a fan. Like I empathize with that. That's terrifying. And then you got cops who just give people bogus tickets and push people around. Yeah, it's a difference. But I'm not going to pretend like that's the majority. When it comes to firefighters and cops, they both have that same thing, that call might come in where you're going to risk your life, you're going to end your life. Firefighters, that's all they have. Every time they get a call, it's like, it could be a vehicle fire. My understanding is often it's vehicle fires or ambulance assist. But every so often you'll get that call. You're not there to push anybody around. You're not there to cause any problems. You're there to end the problems. Sometimes police can get jammed up and things get complicated. So what I'm trying to say is, these people, there's no guiding principle behind doing this. It's just blind rage. I'll leave it there. Like I said, at least the looting guy's got something, makes sense. Hey, you want some cash? That I understand. I got another segment coming up for you. Stick around. I'll see you in a few minutes.